Good evening and welcome. I want you to say aloha and then turn to your neighbor and say laulima. 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 We're doing a slight nod to the high school's trip to Hawaii earlier this year. But laulima is a Hawaiian word that means no task is too great if we all work together. And I thought that was a great expression of what band is all about. Like, we all have to work together. That's also, you have heard the term, many hands make light work, right? That phrase has been out around a long time, and it's kind of the same thing, right? No task is too great if we all work together. And that's why our theme tonight is Laulima, because we have all these hands. These handprints that you see are all the students. And bonus point, Mr. Kofed and I have handprints up here too, but they're not on these. You get a bonus point if you figure out which ones are ours. But that's as we work together as common. So Laulima. You think of all the students that are going to take the stage tonight. Multiply that by 2 hands each. That's a lot of hands doing a lot of stuff. All right? So I had to put some of this stuff in. There are over 20 different instruments up during the course of this night, including some of the percussion instruments. Over 20 different instruments that all these hands are going to be involved with in making this Laulima tonight. And I'm really, really, really excited about that. It's really quite amazing if you think about it, isn't it? Don't you think so? Yeah. I think before we even start, you should give these young people a hand. Give yourselves a hand. I want to congratulate you for choosing band and choosing music. Both if you're a supporter and if you're a student. And the reason why I say that is because music is a science, right? Music is mathematical. Music is a foreign language. I tell the kids that all the time. It's history. It's physical education. It's one of the few activities that while you're playing the instrument, you're actually engaging both sides of your brain at the same time. Music teaches creativity, critical thinking and problem solving. It creates a sense of community. It creates something that is bigger than oneself. We can't do this just one person. It takes all of us, all of our hands. It enhances our fine motor skills and helps alleviate anxiety and depression. Here's a couple of fun little facts for you. On the national average, music students score 100 points higher on the SAT than non-music students. So think about that. So congratulations, y'all. Y'all have entered the smart community over here with music, okay? And here's another fun fact. Music majors in college are accepted as the top candidates for medical school and law school. Over 66% of those that apply from music school are accepted into those programs. So music is cool. Everybody say that. Music is cool.
Music is cool.
Music makes you smart. We're going to start off this evening with the jazz band, the Wolverine Jazz. You may have heard me talking earlier. I'm real proud of them. They earned a silver rating or an excellent rating at the Southern Star Music Festival earlier. Not this month. This is early this month. Last month, a couple weeks ago. And they just do a fantastic job. And so without further ado, you've heard me ramble enough. Let's kick off the night with some Off the Hook. as Luke on the trombone and Cash on the tenor sax on that one. We're going to bring up our vocalist now, Miss Katie Lambermont. Do a little Nora Jones for you.
Test, test.
Till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come. I left you by the house of fun, and I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. When I saw the break of day, I wish that I could fly away instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops in my hand. My heart is drenched in wine, but you'll be on my mind forever. Out across the endless sea, I would die in ecstasy, but I'll be a bag of bones, driving down this road alone. My heart is drenched in wine, but you'll be on my mind forever. Take it, Miles. My heart is drenched in wine, but I know that you'll be on my mind forever. Something has to make you run, and I don't know why I didn't come. I feel as empty as a drum, and I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come.
That is Rowan on the trumpet, Cash on the tenor sax. Y'all stand up, take a bow. Everybody stand up. Give it up for the jazz band. Living Jazz.
All right, so I think we're ready to go here. We've got the beginning band. These guys have been working hard all year, have made a ton of progress. We've got 3 lovely pieces to play for you. The first is one of my favorites for beginning band called 10th Planet by Michael Story. And the piece is a little dated. Now it really should be called 9th Planet. But it's written about the theory that there's a huge gravitational body somewhere out in the Kuiper Belt. And it actually ties into what you guys were doing in science. And your trip to the Tellus Science Museum, and we studied the planets and their rotations. And this piece is all about, you'll hear different cycles overlapping within the music, as well as some nice atmospheric effects. The next one is a march, and we're sort of obligated to play marches in Bandland. We have a great debt to John Philip Sousa, who popularized the form, and that's the reason that we teach it in school today. I wasn't sure if these guys would be able to pull this one off, It's pretty hard, right, saxophones? But they've worked really hard at it. They're sounding really good. The American Spirit March. We have one more for you. This one's got a little bit of Tex-Mex flavor to it. That is one of my favorite pieces for middle school band. It's lovely kind of pop harmonies with a nice dancing rhythm. Very fun. Harder than it sounds. The next, I did want to brag on the group in front of you. This last Friday, we went to competition. We also went to the Southern Star Music Festival, where we've been for about, I think, 11 years now. And for the first time ever, the group you see seated in front of you won a gold medal or a superior rating. I am incredibly proud of their work, and I can tell you from 11 years of experience, the judges there do not go easy. It's also the smallest category. It's only 10 points, so it's quite a rarefied score. So not only did they win the first gold for Walker, for the middle school, but they also got best in class. So they were the highest scoring middle school band. And the next piece we're going to play is one of the two pieces that we perform for the judges, a childhood hymn. You'll probably recognize the melody, but it's an absolutely beautiful setting that goes a couple unexpected places. That's hard for any band to do. When I was researching this, I heard oodles and oodles of college bands playing that piece, because it doesn't matter what level you're at. it's always hard to pull off a piece like that. They did a wonderful job. All right, we're going to give the 7th graders, or the intermediate players, just a break. They're not all 7th graders. And the 8th graders have a feature piece here. One of the things I like to do is integrate some jazz into our curriculum. And this is a well-known tune by Sonny Rollins. They're playing it great. This is Doxy. Not bad for a concert band, huh? All right, now we're going to move on to a kind of interesting piece. So one of the first people I met when I moved to Atlanta, gosh, a long time ago, 20 years ago, was a wonderful flute player named Nicole Chamberlain, and she was also a very active composer, and she's become quite well known and now composes full-time and travels the country. A lot of flute pieces, but she started writing a lot for her middle school band as well. And this one I thought kind of resonated with Walker. A number of these students have been on the 5th grade trip, and so this was written about the wild horses of Cumberland Island. So you're going to hear some galloping rhythms, you're going to hear some whips, You're going to hear some sleigh bells, and you're going to hear some kind of maybe slightly poorly behaved horses. So this is Wild Horses of Cumberland Island by Nicole Chamberlain. one more for you this evening, and we're going back to our wheelhouse, a march. This is one I'd done years ago, and for some reason have forgotten how nice it was. But this is Forward March by Paul Murtha. This was the second piece we played at the competition. For the upper school band to come take the stage.
All right, while we have a little scene change here, a couple of more quick announcements. We do have the delicious coffee that we had at the last concert for sale over here with the POTA folks. So all the proceeds, the profits from that go right back into the music department. So please buy some coffee. Everybody needs some coffee, right? They've also got bottled water and some snacks over there, chocolates and things like that. And, so if you need to get up for a second while we get situated and get yourself a little drink, water or whatever, now would be a good time. But yeah, check out the coffee over there. And also, I would like to apologize to Mr. Dawson Davis, one of our tuba players. He's a fantastic tuba player. But I left his name off the jazz band roster. So I have printed one for them to have with his actual name on there. But Dawson Davis is awesome, and he needs to be on this program. So that was the second mistake I've ever made in my life. What you see before you is an incomplete band. We are missing 4 of our own. And before you get sad, it's not a bad thing. Our baseball team is off doing playoffs. Our athletics department is on fire right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time in Walker history that all the varsity teams made the playoffs. Yeah. And so at the beginning of the year, when we plan to have concerts and things like this, we don't plan on them to keep on winning, but these boys. So the deal I made them is they can miss the concert tonight only if they win. If they don't win, we're going to have some trouble. Okay, so send some good vibes that way. Banks County, I think, is who we're playing. Yeah, is that right? So anyway, so I'm missing 4, but that's okay. I got plenty. These guys are going to do great. How about these decorations? This is great. Leslie and Amy, you guys just amazing. These, the boys won the first game? Oh, boys won the first game. There we go. Straight from Mike Mackey's mouth. But all these colors, it made me think about like that we paint with different colors, but we also make music with different colors of music, right? If you look at music and look at sound on a spectrum, it's different colors, right, as it lights up. And so I thought about like the diversity of the kids, not just the usual diversity that we talk about, but the many things that they do. Each one of these kids is unique and has extra talents that I don't even know about. I got 4 of my boys all playing baseball, right? And so we've got all these talents going on, and it's just really, really a neat thing. And it brings all the hands back together again with La Lima. Say to your neighbor, La Lima. Say it again, La Lima. Don't forget that word. Don't forget that word. All right, we're going to start off tonight with a nice march. I think you'll like this. This next piece is called of Heroes and Demons, and it's really a programmatic piece. You'll hear it's a piece about the good, the forces of evil and darkness, and the forces of goodness and light, and then fighting. You're going to hear some themes that are the heroic themes. You're going to hear some themes that are the demon themes, right? And those themes are what we call leitmotifs, right? That's a music theory term. And it just means like a musical idea that represents a character or a place or a time or an event or something like that, something very, very specific. And I'll give you a couple examples off the top of my head. Darth Vader theme. Do, 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 do. Every time he comes on the screen, right? That's his leitmotif, right? And everybody, Gone with the Wind fans out there, moms and dads, grandmas, Gone with the Wind, Tara's theme. Da, 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 da. Right, Tara's theme. That's anytime you hear that music playing, there's something going on at Tara, good or bad. And the composers will change up those leitmotifs, right? They'll make them longer, they'll make them shorter, they'll make them agitated, they'll make them soft, they'll make them major, minor. But you'll hear those themes throughout this particular piece. You'll hear the good guys and the bad guys, and you're going to hear them fighting. And then I'm going to leave it up to you to decide who wins. Here's Of Heroes and Demons. Who won? Good guys or bad guys? It's all the kids are saying the bad guys, all the adults are saying good guys. That's funny. I'm not telling. What I'm going to tell you though, this next tune is going to feature our percussion section. And normally when I do a percussion section, I'll bring out buckets or trash cans, or I said, why not let them play like melodic instruments? And so we're going to do our version of an old, I shouldn't say old, a vintage, but as my wife would say, a vintage song by a band called The Shocking Blue, called Venus. Stop calling your kid. Thank you. That was fun, wasn't it? For our final piece this evening, we're going to do a medley of songs by George Gershwin. It's called the Symphonic Gershwin. It includes American in Paris, Rhapsody in Blue, and the Cuban Overture. And we didn't like the way this song ended, this particular arrangement. I thought it was out of context of the way George Gershwin would have written it. So, of course, our buddy Callum Underwood said, let me write an ending to it. So I said, okay. So we're going to play Callum's ending when we get to the end of the song. A couple of fun facts about Rhapsody in Blue. It was written in 1924. And we actually performed it here with a student piano player and the concert band we took at the competition. They got a superior rating on it, but it was just a wonderful memory when I pulled this out and was thinking about Rhapsody in Blue. And a rhapsody is a piece of music that's just sort of irregular in form. You know, it doesn't have like an A section and a B section, and then it goes back to A. You know, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, that kind of thing. Rhapsody in Blue doesn't do that. It's a new theme every few moments, right? And so it's one of my favorites. It's in the middle of this. You're going to hear several soloists during this. You'll hear Human on the clarinet. You'll hear Ben and Lucy on the flute. Yeah. You'll hear Anderson on the saxophone. Yeah. Here are a couple of hot dog trumpet players back here. We got Elijah and Rowan. They're going to split the trumpet. And Luca back there is going to do a little trombone work for you, too. So listen for those solos. And here we go with the Symphonic Gershwin. I don't think I've ever got kicked off the podium before. But thank you, Callum. That was fantastic. How about 6th grade, 7th and 8th grade? You guys stand up too. You guys give it up for all these hard-working hands tonight. La Lima. Many hands working together.